Hello and welcome to Muggle Yarns, episode 4. I am Becca, otherwise known as RBF42, on Ravelry and Instagram.
And I am Kate, also known as Misanthropinits, on Ravelry and Instagram. Yeah, so welcome back, everyone. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, thank you for giving us a shot. We are Muggle Yarns on all of the social media that you can think of, so if you're looking for us out there, you can find us under that name, including our website at muggleyarns.com.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
we have links to everything on there.
Yep. So Red Tape this week. Not a lot going on this week. We're still running our giveaway. It's for a copy of my latest pattern, the kaleidoscopic shawl. There is a prompt that's flashing up on your screen right now that we just would like to hear your answers to. So just kind of a fun thing, get people involved. So put your answers on Ravelry, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on our website, in the comments, anywhere that you want to. You can double dip. And then we will draw a winner in, a week and a half?
A week and a half.
Yeah.
The giveaway closes on November 30th, and we will probably draw, I think we said in our December, our first week in December podcast, so like the 3rd or the 4th.
Yeah. So that's still going on. But otherwise, I think that's all of our administrative stuff this week.
I think so too.
All right, so I guess we'll
So
go
did
ahead and...
you finish anything?
Yeah, finished objects. None this week. Yeah. I got distracted by a couple of things, which I'll talk about in what I'm currently working on. But yeah, I didn't get anything done. You, on the other hand...
On the other hand, I got 2 things done. I finished the mitts that I was working on, which were the Kickstarter rewards for my friend Mary Beth, and they are awesome! And they were Knit Picks Brava, the worsted weight, and there's so much yarn left, I can make 3 more pairs.
Oh wow, that's nice.
And they're soft and they're squishy.
Yeah. And
the other project, super exciting, it's officially finished, is I started and finished the Outlander cowl. And it was so quick. It took less than 2 days, and it basically sat for a day until I decided to seam it up. Because I hate seaming. I was doing research. I was trying to figure out if there was a way of using the live stitches and the cast on. But in everything I found, it said, they have to be 2 needles with live stitches or whatever, and I was just...
like a provisional cast on or something so that you can pick up the live stitches after. Yeah. Like a 3 needle bind off or something. Had I thought about that,
I would have...
But now when you make yours, you'll know better.
And actually when I posted it and I tagged my friend, one of her friends was like, "Oh, that's awesome, I want one." So.
Hey, nice.
But it's really, really pretty, and it's squishy. It's super basic pattern, and I was 3/4 of the way done with the original pattern after a couple of hours.
Wow.
But super bulky, 2 strands held together on size 15s. And after I finished it, I realized I probably should have gone up to the 17s.
Really?
And I was going back and forth with the designer, and she's like, "Wow, you must knit really, really tight, because mine was so much looser." I'm like, I don't know, I don't think so.
I don't know. And I mean, there's such variation in what is defined as bulky, so the bulky she used may have been a little bit smaller than the bulky that you used or something like that.
And I don't gauge, so...
Gauge swatches for wussies.
I don't swatch, so I just kind of eyeballed it based on her yarn and my yarn and what Ravelry said that they were, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of variation when you get up into those bulky and super bulky. It's kind of like lace weight. There's a huge difference between cobweb and lace weight, and there's a huge difference between lace weight and light fingering. and there's so many things that fall in between there. So it's not really precise science.
I suppose that one would have to actually swatch to know that, but
yeah.
Swatches. No. I don't swatch.
It takes time. It takes knitting time.
Exactly. I would just rather knit.
Yeah.
So, but that was it, and I got an order for another one, and I ended up using, because mine, I took a picture of it and I sent it to my friend, and it was basically like wrapped around my head, and she's like, oh, that's really cool, but can I have it a little bit looser? I have a big head. So I just kept going until I had a couple yards left of the yarn, and it ended up being a lot longer than it should have been, so it worked out. So what about your works in progress?
So that's pretty much why I didn't get anything done this week. I was focusing on my commissioned knit for Blue Whale, which is going nicely. It's kind of boring, but not as boring as Boneyard. So I'm moving through it. I am not as far on it as I would like to be, though, because I had a super secret test knit that I was working on that had to have a couple of repeats of the main chart done by October. So I did that, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to work on some other stuff for a little while, and I'll come back to this, and then it has to be completely finished by the end of November. And I got an email from the designer about midweek, and she's like, hey guys, halfway through the month, just wanted to see how you're doing. And I was like, oh yeah, I was working on that. Should probably get back to it. Yeah. And I was using one of my 150-gram balls of yarn, so it has 600 yards in it instead of a normal 400 yards for a typical skein of sock weight. So I was like, well, I need a lot of repeats on this. So I haven't finished that yet. I'm up to the edging, though, so I'm getting close on that one. But I had to put everything else aside while I frantically realized I had to finish my secret
even though
knitting.
it's super secret, can you tell us what kind of object it is? Is it a shawl?
It's a shawl. Yeah. So, yeah, I know. Shockingly. And the yarn is fantastic. It's Sunrise Fiber Co., the Mega Twist MCN, Merino Cashmere Nylon, in the colorway Black Pearl, which is so pretty. It's like teal and navy and purple, and it's really pretty. So I really like working on it. I just had put it off to the side while I was doing other things, and then I was like, ooh, time is pressing now. I should probably work on that. Plus, it's not a very good traveling knit because it has a chart, and I use, the way I do charts is, like, I'll print them off, and then I stick them in a plastic sleeve, and then I use an Expo marker to, like, mark off the rows, especially things that I have to repeat over and over again, because then you just wipe it off and do it again. And so it makes it really easy at a glance to see what row I'm working on, and
so much more sense than what I do.
Yeah, well, I know people like use the highlighter tape, and some people use magnets. The magnets fall off, and I don't know. This is a system that works for me, and I like it. And I've always done it this way, so I can't really take that with me anywhere, though, where I need mindless knitting. Like, I can't take it to the doctor's office because I only get like 2 seconds, and I have to bring everything out. You know, it's like a whole ordeal. So I was only working on it at home, and just gotta knock it out. But, yeah. We can talk all about it.
Did you finish all of your? You finished your barnyard commissions, or? Yeah,
those are done. She had the Blue Whale that she wanted, and then also a pair of mitts, Stephen West mitts. I can't actually remember the name of them. But, yeah.
But they're currently flashing on your screen.
Yep, they are coming up. With a link. Yay!
Yay.
So, I've got those I was going to try to finish by the end of November, but I don't know if I'm going to get them done in time. I don't know.
So, I am moving right along with my Kickstarter knits.
Yes.
And I am on my 7th project.
Nice.
Yay. And
That's the halfway point, right?
It's more than halfway, actually.
Nice.
I have 12 that I have to do.
Oh, okay.
And
cool.
I thought that the cowl was going to take the longest amount of time, and it took the shortest. So that makes me, like, really, really excited. But it kind of gives me an idea for my next Kickstarter. I'll be doing a lot of those.
Cool.
But actually, there's going to be a lot of those in my Etsy shop because they're quick and they're super warm, and everybody loves cowls.
Yeah.
But I am currently working on my friend's baby hat, and this is the friend that named her daughter after two of Joss Whedon's very, very strong female characters. Her name is Inara Willow.
Wow, that is a name to live up to.
Yes, exactly. She has a big name to live up to. But her whole nursery is like Serenity and Firefly, so it's pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
But I'm doing a light gray with it's a purple, black, and gray variegated yarn, and it's really, really pretty. But it's there's more gray in it than I would like because it blends right in with the other gray. So it kind of looks like there's long stretches of just gray. Mm-hmm. But it's really pretty, and I'm about halfway finished with it.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, planned project. What's your imagining going on?
I'm trying very desperately not to think too much about Christmas gift knitting. Trying to focus on what I have in front of me. Oh my gosh. I did wind up the yarn for Kay's socks. I've only been talking about them for 3-4 weeks now. Yeah, a little while. So I finally wound up the yarn, which was an adventure because my yarn swift decided to commit Harry and jump off of my loom behind me. Yeah, and I lost a peg, and I haven't had a chance to go and get a replacement dowel. It's an Amish swift, so it's like a crossbar thing, and then there's pegs that stick up out of the bars, and you put your skein around the pegs. Well, I lost a peg, and you can't very well wind a skein of yarn with only 4 pegs. Doesn't work. It kind of flips all over the place. So I ended up using 2 chairs with their backs facing each other and just spread them out, and it's just not very effective. And there was much swearing, and I stood up on top of the chair at one point and like wound from above. Yeah, it was bad. So anyway, I have not started those socks.
Oh my god.
Because I'm already kind of angry at them.
I don't have a Swift, and it gets really creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did it once at work. I was trying to just wind a ball. I brought my winder with me, and I had like coworkers like holding their arms, and then like they had to pass it off, and the last like 10-15 yards was just like in a big old knot, and I'm like, just forget it. She's like, no, I will get it.
We will do this.
We will get this done.
Yeah. See, I think that if I didn't have a Swift, I probably wouldn't use the lightweight yarns that I use because there's so many yards in a skein that it just takes forever to wind, which I was beginning to realize while I was winding the sock yarn. And I was like, I'm really glad I don't have any lace weight that I have to wind right now because I would probably kill something.
I did that. I have 2 skeins of Malabrigo sock, and I was going to use it, so I decided to wind it, and I think I was gonna double up on it, so I wound both of them, and I swear it's like 8,000 yards per skein, but they're little and they're so cute, but I'm like, I think they're too thin. They're too thin. I have to double them up if I'm ever gonna knit with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that's how I feel about that yarn right now. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful, and I'm actually really excited to knit with it. It's that bright lights with the gold stellina black and the neon colors, and it's really cool.
It's beautiful.
But I was kind of angry at
it
today, so.
Well, yeah. I can totally understand
I
that.
haven't started those socks yet.
How's your sister's socks going?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, moving on.
Like I said, I'm trying not to think about Christmas knitting because I have other obligation knitting that has to happen first, and I don't know if I'm going to get everything done in time. I did not
feel you
budget
on
my
that.
time very well. Anyway, what are you planning?
Anyway, I was actually thinking about this because I live in Miami, and winter is coming. And we are on a super, super, super tight budget, so I'm not buying anything else, which sucks. But that also includes clothes. And I think I have to actually finish my spoke sweater
Cool.
so that I can actually wear it.
So you're bringing that out of hibernation.
It's coming out of hibernation. And because it's been in there for so long, it's a planned project.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I have to finish my Kickstarter stuff first, but at least when I finished it, the whole back was done, and the front panel was done, and I think the other panel was like halfway done. So
You said that in the
I
sleeves?
actually did. Yeah, I think I actually did really, really well on it, and then I just lost all steam, so I kind of gave up on it. But yeah, it has to come out of hibernation because I need clothes.
Yeah. I was actually looking for a sweater to wear out with some friends tonight. And I was like, when did I become the lady who has no sweaters? Like, who is this person? What?
Yeah.
It's cold outside.
Well,
I need a sweater.
I gave all of mine away. And they were like really thick. And I don't have any like Miami sweaters.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Like, I found an Old Navy sweater, like, shoved in a box, and I wore it yesterday, and it's like, it's not, like, super thick, but it's kind of like, had it not been in the 50s all day yesterday, I would have been dying.
Too warm.
So it was kind of perfect, and I need more of those, but can't go shopping.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed. The only extra money I can spend is on gas.
Well, it would be nice if you didn't have to spend that money and you just lived closer to where you work. I know, this is
story.
another... Y'all have heard it before. Alright, well, so I suppose you haven't been doing much stash enhancement.
I have done none.
No.
None.
I've been kind of bad.
I see that.
Yeah, so Disney Blonde Studios and Mad Color Fiber Arts team up and do a Sunnydale Yarn Club every so often. So there's like, they do it by seasons of Buffy. They've done Buffy season 1 and season 2, and season 3 just started, so I naturally signed up because I'm obsessed with all things Buffy. And season 3 is a really good season, so I'm really excited to see the yarn, but it's 4 months with a month in between each yarn, so it'll last a while. And then the Indie Pattern Gift-Along has been going on. It actually ends tomorrow, so hopefully I get this edited and uploaded tomorrow so you guys have a chance to buy some of those patterns if you haven't yet. There's a thread of participating designers, and they all this year took advantage of Ravelry's new bundle feature and bundled all of the patterns that are available with the discount, so you don't have to like search through a list or anything. It's all in a bundle, which is nice. Because last year I think it was just like hyperlinks to all of the patterns that were available, and it was very tedious. So it's actually really nice.
You buy individually. Wow.
Yeah. So I haven't actually bought any patterns yet. I have added many to my carts, but I haven't checked out on any of them yet, so I have until tomorrow to do that. And then lastly, I am a project bag whore. Like, I love them so much. And I saw in the thread for another podcast that Sew For You, like, I'm going to sew for you. Yeah. Sew For You bags. It's a Big Cartel shop. So sewforyou.bigcartel.com. Had a coupon going, and some of her Halloween and fall bags were on sale. So I was like, okay, twist my arm. And I got a couple of really cute bags. And they actually just came today. So one has hedgehogs on it because I'm obsessed with hedgehogs. I really, really want one. Have you ever seen a hedgehog in person?
I totally want one.
They are so freaking adorable.
When I was a kid, we had like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh my god, I want one so bad. They're so tiny and they're so cute. And they love water, and they love to play with toilet paper rolls on their heads, and I just really want one. My husband's like, no.
I tried convincing my husband, and he's like, can you imagine the dog walks up to it to try and play, and all the spikes.
Like to play.
But she would like try and sniff them and do whatever, and they're coated in spiky things.
Yeah,
she would get hurt
though. I don't know. Anyway,
it would scare the hell out of her.
So yeah, probably. So I got this little cute like fall hedgehog box bag. I like the box bag style. So that was really cute. And then there was a Day of the Dead one that is super colorful and just made me really happy. Wow. So I had my eye on this one for a while, and no one bought it, and I was so happy. And I was like, finally, I'm just going to pull the trigger, and I like it a lot. It's really cool. Awesome. And this is her medium-sized bag, which, let me hold up a ball of yarn next to it so you can kind of gauge. Like, it's pretty big. Like, I could fit 2 balls of yarn in here, and then the project sit on top. Like, this is the medium, so I think it's a pretty good size. And it's super colorful. It's
really pretty. This is my favorite. My current favorite yarn bag. This was part of a swap.
I love project bags.
And I carry it with me everywhere. It's got a long enough drawstring that I just tie it up and take it with me.
Nice. Yay. So that was my enabling for the week. Sew For You is still having her promo right now, so go and check it out. Actually think it was the Stuck in It Zombies group is where I found the promo codes where she's posting all of her enabling. So if you want to go out there and get the code and check out her store, she's got some cute stuff in there. Some good Christmas stuff too, which I'm much more of a Halloween and fall kind of girl than I am a Christmas girl, so that's kind of what I gravitated towards, but there's some cute Christmas character stuff out there.
Plug.
Well, I can't enable you, Becca, but I can enable everyone else.
You're evil.
I am evil. I am. My bad.
Okay. Anyway, moving right along.
Yes. So.
Did you watch it? So you're caught up on Arrow now?
Actually, I was looking out at Hulu today, and there's a new episode available now that I haven't watched yet. So I'm not completely caught up.
I think I'm caught up. Her past is the last one I saw, so I guess there's another one.
Yeah. Yeah. So the last one that I saw was when Felicity's mom came to town. Hijinks ensued.
Much hijinks ensued.
I just thought it was really interesting that we were just talking about, how old's Felicity, kind of like speculating on her past, and then this episode comes up where we kind of discover, I think they decided she's 26. And then actually in the episode of Arrow this week, they specifically mentioned that Barry is 25.
Oh, okay. And it said, because she was like, oh, that was 5 years ago.
Right. Senior year of college was 5 years ago.
Right. Which would make her 26.
Yeah.
Well, assuming that she was graduated at 21, she'd be 26. But what I find very interesting is we were speculating she was younger because she was such a nerd.
Right.
And probably didn't have much of a social life, and
that clearly didn't come true.
No, that was so different. I loved seeing her with that hair, though.
Yeah, goth Felicity.
Yes, that was hysterical. I was like, who is this?
That's
I
cool.
loved it.
Yeah, it was good. I liked that episode. It was nice to kind of have the focus off of Oliver for a while.
I was not thrilled with what they were doing with Roy. And also, I didn't remember. Maybe I did watch the next one. I didn't remember what ended up coming out of his dream.
No, that was at the end of this one. That was at the end of the one that yeah.
I don't remember that. Like, I don't remember that happening.
I don't think, because you didn't see who it was.
No. What he actually did.
Yeah.
And he was remembering, he was dreaming that he killed her.
Right.
But then when they did the thing with the tea or the candle or the whatever, it turned out that he realized that he killed.
I think that might be from the new one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I haven't seen that yet. Anything with the tea or anything. We're trying to avoid spoilers, guys, so if this sounds like gobbledygook, I'm really sorry. He killed her with the thing with the tea and the candle.
I know!
So I'm sorry.
We're pretty far behind on Flash. I think we're like 2 or 3 episodes behind on that because we've been watching Shark Tank.
Well, I continue to love The Flash. That's pretty awesome.
We love it too. We've had so much other stuff going on, and then we watch Shark Tank and The Prophet when we have free time.
Yeah, we don't really watch a lot of live TV, besides like sports.
On demand, dude. On demand.
I know. I don't know. I'm always in my room with my yarn and my computer. And the TV's in the other room. It's out there.
You have the internet, and the internet has TV shows. Oh God, the dog is licking my toe.
I don't think I'm going to cut that out. I know the internet has the TV shows. That's where I get all the TV shows, is from the internet.
But you don't need a TV for it.
I know, but those kind of like reality shows and stuff, I never, really think to go and look that up. That's like if I'm flipping channels and there's nothing on. I don't know. It's not my bag.
We love Shark Tank because it's like, do you know what it is?
Not really.
No. It's like,
besides the Copa Divino thing you told me about.
Right. It's got like 4 or 5 like billionaires, and they compete against each other, but they're all sitting in the same room, and people come and they present their business ideas to them.
So is it kind of like The Voice where they like decide who's going to take this one on or whatever?
Yes, but it involves their personal money. So like people come in and they say, we just watched one, and it was Groove Book. Have you heard of that? I heard about it several months ago. Like all these codes were floating around. It's a book. You download an app to your either iPhone or Android, and you upload 100 of your pictures. They print it out and they mail it to you in like a 4x6 perforated, so you can actually take it out and frame it. And it's $2.99 a month.
Oh, is it kind of like Instagram or something that you can use your Instagram feed for it or something? I think I've heard of that before.
100 of any pictures on your phone. It can be Instagram, it can be just whatever. But they went in and they were like, okay, we want $150,000 and we're willing to give up 10% equity in our company. And they all, they tell them, what's your sales, what's your this, like they get all the background. And you only see like 5 to 10 minutes of their actual what happens, and people, because of course Steve goes and looks this stuff up, people are like, oh yeah, we were in the room for like 2 to 3 hours, and they only cut, you know, certain things, and they ask like a million questions, because they're giving you a lot of money.
Right.
So you have to get the dollar amount that you asked for, but they can play with the equity and whatever, because you're basically like, you're going in there because they're leaders in their industry. It's like technology, you know, sports, movies, QVC, like it's all this stuff. So you kind of, they fight over you, Shark Tank. But it's like, it's so obsessive. Like, we love the show, and every time something comes up, I Google it.
Yeah.
I'm on all these mailing lists. Like, I'm on all these different things. So I'm like, oh, that's a really great idea. I want to buy one.
Yeah, I would think that, like, just getting onto the show would be a huge boost for any company.
Yep. Yeah, so while we were watching this, they were like, oh, we currently have 18,000 paid subscribers. If we get 30, then we break even, and then we start profiting. After their first appearance, they hit 500,000 paid subscribers.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so just going on there, because they don't have to accept any deals, 'cause sometimes they don't even offer. Just being on there, they get like a huge marketing boost.
Right.
And anybody can go. People that have products, people that are in pre-production, like anybody can go on there. Just by going on there, free marketing.
Yeah. I imagine that would drop down too after a while, but still that's a huge boost, huge jump.
But they played, like, they replay this stuff. Like, there's several episodes that we've seen, like, a bunch of times. So, it's working.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love it. And he's like, how'd this one do? How did that one do? What's this one going on? So it's like, it's an obsession. It's definitely an obsession for us. For him, more so than me.
Well, he's in school right now for his MBA, right? So it's
pertinent
to what he's studying.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it. I mean, I have my MBA also, but
it's different when you're like in it and you're learning stuff, and yeah.
Right. I'm more focused on marketing, so like I like that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's more like business and accounting. So
cool.
Yeah. He'll be done.
So, and
you had another one on there.
Yeah, actually just today, we watched Guardians of the Galaxy. So, my husband went and saw it twice in theaters. I went with him one of those times. But the soundtrack is free right now on Google Play. So those of you who haven't gotten it yet, you should definitely go and download it because it's awesome. And I saw that and I was like, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy came out this week. Let's go ahead and buy that. So we did, and then watched it, and it's just as amazing as I remember it. And we got it on Amazon, and because that's how we usually buy our movies. It's just all Amazon Prime and everything, and we can watch it on the Xbox and all that good stuff. And so we were watching it today, and it's like 2 hours and 39 minutes. I don't remember this movie being this long. It's because there's extras at the end. Oh, it's so exciting.
I really want it. I loved that movie.
Oh my god, it's so amazing.
Oh, I heard that there was another, like a smaller baby.
Yeah.
Group.
So, it's like before he does the little dance thing at the end. It's like initially when Rocket first realizes that the cutting that he grabbed from and he planted, like there is a face on that cutting before the movie actually ends. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the extras were awesome. I don't know if you've seen the video floating around the internet of the dance-off scene where Lee Pace like actually takes him up on it and they like do the dance-off. No. And then
I haven't seen it.
They throw it to Gamora and she does it. It's just like, it's awesome. You should look it up. It's really funny. That was in the extras too. I don't know, some other stuff. Oh, Sean Gunn, who plays Kirk on Gilmore Girls, he actually was wearing a green suit the whole movie as Rocket. Because he would, like, he would hunch down and, like, walk around like his... Like, yeah, he would completely hunch. And I'm watching him do this, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Kirk! It's Kirk! Ooh.
I thought he had one of the roles in there, though, like, right?
Yeah, he has, like, a bit part as one of the scavenger guys. But he actually, like, on set was the physical form of Rocket, so that people had something to talk to.
That's really interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either until I watched this, and I was like, wow, really? But you watch him do it, and it's like him doing one of his creepy dance things for Miss Patty's or something, like the way he moves. I was like, that's so Kirk! That's freaking me out!
Oh my god, that's so funny.
But anyway, the extras are awesome. I'm really glad we bought it, because you miss that kind of stuff. Like, if you just watch it on Netflix or something, which obviously, I mean, it's a Marvel movie, so it's going to be on Netflix eventually. But we wanted to watch it now, and get all the extras.
Did you hear? I haven't seen this yet, but it's going around everywhere, like, that DC is doing an Arrow and a Flash movie.
Really?
Yes, I saw it actually on Stephen Amell's Facebook page. He's pissed the way that they released it.
That seems weird to me. Like, why would you do that if you have a television series going on?
Like, I think that's why they're so mad about it. The whole, like, the cast of both shows is so mad because I don't know if it was the way that they made the announcement or the fact that they made an announcement. Like,
I mean,
I don't even know if they're going to be the
with that same, like, storyline, or would it just completely be a different continuity? Because, like, that's dumb.
It is dumb.
Especially when the shows, I think, are doing well. I mean, there's not any talks about, like, canceling them or anything. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. DC has their Superman crap going on right now. Didn't they make another Superman movie? Or they're in the process of making a Superman movie?
With Batfleck.
Yeah.
Superman versus Batman or something like that.
Whatever.
That's what the Gigi Godot or something like that is going to play Wonder Woman. I only know her as a girl from Fast and the Furious.
I never saw any of those movies, so I don't know who that is. Am I missing out on the Fast and the Furious?
I love those movies. I just heard that they're making a total of 10.
Good
like,
God.
They're about to release number 7, which was his last movie.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either. I'm a terrible human being.
I'm like, Brian Spilner, but that's not his real name. Paul.
I got nothing.
Yeah, but they were filming it when he died, so they actually are putting, I think, 7 or maybe 6 was his last one. I don't remember. But I saw on Vin Diesel's Facebook page, because I follow him, and The Rock. I love them both. That they're filming a total of 10. So that's very interesting to me. Yeah.
In one
people
series.
People keep coming back from the movie dead. Like, he's not going to be able to come back from the dead, but
nope.
They come back from the movie dead.
That's weird.
It is weird. But anyway.
But other than that, I'm still watching Gilmore Girls. I'm on season 7. It's almost over. Actually, we're recording a day late, but I was watching Gilmore Girls last night, waiting for Becca to come on, and it was the heart-wrenching episode where Logan goes to London and Lorelai breaks up with Luke. And I'm like, I hate everything. I cannot go on camera right now. I am all red and puffy. Why am I watching this show?
See, it worked out that I sprained my ankle and I was having a bad day.
Oh, well, would you like to discuss your real life stuff?
I guess.
You sprained your ankle.
I am a super klutz. I was standing in my office and I turned and I sprained my ankle. But it was the first time I actually got ice on my foot within like 5 minutes, less than that. And I sprain my ankle quite frequently. Quite frequently. My boss comes back like a half an hour later and she's like, why is your boots off? Why do you have ice on your foot? And I'm like, I sprained it. She's like, please tell me you were like on the field, you were like running, you were jumping, you were doing something. And the girl in my office was like, no, she turned.
She was standing still. I don't understand.
I don't know what she did. Still, she's like, I have no words for you. I have no words for you. I'm like, just leave me alone. I'm going to sit on my desk with my foot propped up on the computer. I'm fine. But,
yeah.
Yes, that was my yesterday, and I was in a really, really bad mood when I got home, needless to say, so we didn't record. I was kind of in a bad mood today also, but we had to record.
What happened today?
So, last week we went and we looked at a bunch of houses, and we fell in love with this one house, and it had been on the market for 2.5 months, and nobody was interested in it, and, you know, we didn't like the first floor, but we loved the house, which was a standalone house, exactly what we were looking for, except no dishwasher, but everything else was there. And so our realtor put together an offer letter. It was to rent. She put together an offer letter. She sent it over. We were going to go and put the deposit down and sign the contract to hold it and whatever today. And she sends me a text and she's like, don't get the money order. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Like, Steve was driving all the way up to the beach, 45 minutes, to come and have lunch with me and then take it to the office to drop it off. And out of nowhere, 2.5 months on the market, we fell in love with it. Somebody else came in, swooped in, and rented it. I was pissed.
Yeah.
So pissed. But on the other hand, it was a good day because today in Miami is Give Miami Day, and all nonprofits are raising money. And I keep checking because I am obsessive about it. And so far we have raised over $11,000, and we still have an hour and a half to go. So I'm very, very excited.
Go ahead and plug them.
It's the Miami Beach JCC. By the time we get this recorded, it's going to be over.
Oh.
But
they can still send money.
24-hour. That's true. It's a 24-hour. Every nonprofit in Miami, there's over 500 participated today. When I looked at it, like every single organization as a whole, we have raised $4.7 million.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
There's an hour and a half left. Like, it ends at midnight. It's midnight to midnight. So it's a foundation that they put it on every year. And I sat in the lobby today and I solicited funds. And we raised lots of money. And it was really cool. And it's like great to do that. But it's the Miami Beach JCC and we're always looking for donations.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Brand new and it's on the beach and our parking lot's this big. But it's great because, you don't have to be Jewish to be a part of it, which is unique.
That's cool.
And in a JCC, there's all religions, there's everybody can join. It doesn't matter. And I was actually told, let's not plug the J in JCC so much. Plug the community. So I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Neat.
So that made me really happy.
Very cool.
So it was balanced. Plus, I'm not allowed to spend any money because we're actually paying off my bills and getting rid of them so that we can buy a house eventually.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
We're kind of in the same place. We're trying to pay down all our debt and start saving to buy a house. But to that end, I just got a job. Yay!
Yay!
It starts really soon.
This is the weirdest story
It is kind of a weird story. So I got a call from a recruiter about training. The company that their contract is with is they do point of sale systems, like the computers that people ring things in on in restaurants and bars and retail places. And so they need people to go around the country and help implement these computers. And so I've done training, I've done IT stuff, and they were looking for people who also had a restaurant background, which, hey, I've been doing that for 10 years. I'm solid on the restaurant background. Anyway, so this recruiter calls me, kind of tells me about the job. I was like, all right, cool, sounds interesting. You know, we talk about money. We kind of have a few conversations. Then the account manager calls me, and I talk to her. And so far, the only people I've talked to are from the staffing company. And they're like, okay, so you're going to have an interview with someone from our client company, the people who actually do the computer stuff. And, you know, once he talks to you, he'll decide whether they want to move forward. And so it's like, okay, so I'm waiting on Skype for this interview, and it's like 15 minutes after our scheduled time. I see he's on Skype, and so I just sent him a quick message. I was like, hey, man, I'm here, ready to talk whenever you are. I just want you to know that I'm here, like, in case you weren't, you know, sure, this is my username, all that good stuff. And he's like, oh, yeah, so this interview is kind of a formality. Like, I've already looked at your resume and your experience, and my schedule just filled up, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell him we want to go ahead and move forward with you. I was like, awesome. Okay, nice interview.
That's the greatest ever.
So I got the job, and I start on December 1st. So there's going to be a month of training, and then starting in January, I'm going to fly all over the country and possibly even outside of the country to Marriott's, implementing the system. So we
have lots of Marriotts in Miami.
So excited for this. It's going to be amazing. So in future podcasts, when you see the background change behind me, it's because I'm staying in a hotel somewhere. But
we won't have the pretty room. We will have Marriott.
But it's 100% travel. So, like, I will be on site for 6 days implementing, and then I may fly straight to another assignment. I may fly home for a day or two, but I'm going to be flying all the time. I'm going to be living out of a suitcase.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But it's going to be exciting. I'm really excited to, you know, see different parts of the country. I haven't really been that many places. I've lived all over the place, but I haven't really traveled anywhere, really. Like, we went to Oregon on our honeymoon, and I've been to Chicago a couple of times, but there are a lot of places I've never been, so I'm excited for this. It's going to be awesome.
That's
and there will be waiting tables, and I'm happy.
Yeah. The downside is
get to do computer things. What's the downside?
You'll be traveling all the time, and your husband will be in D.C.
Yeah, he actually might be traveling soon as well.
Oh, it's a good thing you don't have pets.
Yeah, but one of the more kids. Like, I'm 26. I can travel. I have no babies. But one of the projects that he's working on right now, they're talking about implementing across the country, and since he's one of the people who's kind of helped develop the project, he might be one of the people to train people in offices all over the country. So he might be traveling a whole bunch soon too. And then our home is going to be sitting here with all our crap in it, and no one's here ever.
And you're still paying rent.
Yeah, we're still paying rent. Yep. It's a big storage room.
Basically, yeah.
But, I mean, it's going to be nice. It's like, you know, they pay for your hotel, they pay for your car, they pay for your travel, they give you food allowance. So it's like, well, what am I spending money on?
Bills. You're like on a permanent vacation. Oh, yeah, and you have to work.
Yeah. So, anyway, I'm pretty stoked. And, it's just crazy. It just came out of the blue. Like, for months and months, I've been getting cold-shouldered. I've been getting no responses from recruiters that I've talked to. I've been getting, oh, we're not going to continue with the interview process because you don't have enough experience. Dude, I'm 26 years old. How much experience do you want me to have?
Screw you all.
Yeah, so finally something has come through, and it feels nice. It's very good, very good.
Yes, very, very nice, very nice.
So, big exciting news.
Extremely happy for you. So you're going to have, like, one suitcase of clothes and one of yarn and, what was it? Yarn and needles and weaving and fibers and travel loom and...
I have a travel size loom. I have a good, it's like this big, and it can make a full scarf size, so I'm good on the loom. I need a good e-spinner to take with me, because my hybrid wheel is too big for that. But, yep, a whole suitcase full of yarn and needles is probably going to happen.
Fibery stuff?
Yep. Clothes don't take up much of my space.
Let's just roll them.
And also for the new job, I had to buy a new computer, because
They don't provide that?
My big Bombad computer is a desktop, and I'm supposed to have a laptop. Yeah, no, they don't.
They don't provide that for you? That's interesting.
Yeah, well, they're hiring 800 consultants, 100 consultants to do this implementation. So since they're not full-time employees, and since they're not, they're not permanent. I mean, it's like a year-long contract, but still, that's a lot of computers to buy for people. So that's understandable. And I need a laptop anyway if I was going to be traveling that much. So it came today. I got a brand new computer.
Yay!
I'm not recording on it, but...
But before you start traveling, we probably should make sure you can do everything on it.
Yeah, it's Windows 8.
Recording and editing.
So, I'm still learning it, and I figured today was not the best day to try it out. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I got a good processor on it, so, hopefully it'll do the editing and rendering pretty well.
Yay, that's so exciting. I desperately need a new computer, but I'm not allowed to spend any money.
Yeah. The only reason I was allowed to spend that money was because I need it for work, and I'm going to be making that money back soon.
Oh, yes, you will be. Yes, you will be. I kind of figure that I will get a new laptop when this one dies, which is why I bought this one, because my other one died. It's a big pink paperweight.
Oh. Yeah, my old one is behind me here. It's in a sad state. It's very old and very slow, and now it's just kind of hanging out on the table behind me because it's worthless.
It's a big paperweight.
It is. It
mine
heats
is
up
behind
really 6 million degrees in 2 seconds. It makes a really, really obnoxious noise. I don't know if it's the fan or if it's the actual CPU whirring, but it is so loud. It's a piece of crap.
Mine doesn't even turn on. I had it plugged in and charging and hoping that I could get it to turn back on, and no. I push the power button and all the lights light up and then it goes and it goes away. But when it was dying, because my screen actually started turning pink, like a pink tint, and then it would actually shut down, I started pulling everything off of it.
Yeah.
And then
at least you got some notice.
Yeah, he had bought me a 2 terabyte drive for my birthday a couple years ago, so I had most of my stuff on it already. I just needed to back up some of my design work. So I pulled that off, and then it just kind of died.
I had a couple of computers before that hunk of junk that didn't give me any warning whatsoever. They just crapped out one day and wouldn't turn back on.
Yeah.
So I lost a lot of stuff that way. But
I now feel like I have to back this one up because I'm afraid it's going to happen soon.
Yeah.
It totally blue screened the other day. When I was watching
Yeah.
Last week's
you
podcast.
You sent me a picture. That's never a good sign.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, good real life chats.
Yeah. Lots of stuff happening.
Lots of technology talk. Oh,
Good
man.
music playing in the other room.
Yeah. We're starting to get a little slap happy, guys. I think it might be time to call it a night.
Well, it is 11:45 and we've both had long days.
So thank you for sticking with us, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye. Bye.